Okay, so the next part is to remove the cam chain tensioner. So we just loosened the camshaft sprocket bolt. We already did that, and then now we're gonna remove the camshaft chain tensioner. It says see camshaft chain tensioner removal. That's on the page right before it. Okay, right here. So this is a non-return type cam chain tensioner. The push rod does not return to its original position once it moves out to take up cam chain slack. Observe all. When removing this tensioner, do not take out the mounting bolts only halfway. Retightening the mounting bolts on this position could damage the tensioner. So I think what it's saying is when you take it out, it's going to expand and it's not going to come back. And then if you tighten it, you're going to break it. Yeah, you're going to break the chain or something. So don't take it out halfway and then put it back in. Do not turn over the crankshaft while the tensioner is removed. This could upset the cam chain timing and damage the valves. Okay. Well, that's the reason why we loosened the camshaft first. Okay. So the next step is to remove. Okay, so first remove the fuel tank. We already did that. Loosen the cap bolt A. So okay, there's a cap bolt right here. Let's loosen that. Okay, so for whatever reason it says to loosen this, but don't remove it. So I think it just wants you to loosen it so you don't have a hard time removing it when you put it back. Okay. I don't know how loose they want it, so just take it out like halfway or something. Okay. That's okay. There's an O-ring in there too, I think. All right, and then take out the two bolts holding the tensioner and then remove it. Don't put it back in. Okay, I can see it. It's already wanting to go out by itself. So just kind of do each side one at a time so it goes out evenly. You can see there's a gap forming between the cylinder and the cam chain tensioner. Okay, remember it's under. Okay, there we go. So you can probably push it back in a little bit if you're having a hard time getting it out, and then you can probably back the bolts out by hand. Oh, no, maybe not. Nope. There must be some kind of thread locking compound on it. Just keep on going. It'll kind of take itself all out. That's what I want to say. Just try to get it to come out evenly. And this will not be going back on this cylinder. We'll be replacing the cylinder with a new one. So definitely this needs to go into the new one. Probably helps if you have one of those ratcheting wrenches. Yeah, I can see some kind of white stuff coming out of the thread, so it's got some kind of thread locking compound on it. Okay, I can kind of do it by hand now. Nope, not really. It's probably because one side is getting tight and the other side is getting loose. So. Okay, before I take it out all the way, I'm going to mark the up part. What I'm going to do is just mark up here so I know what direction it was. Okay. And I got a ratcheting dealie, so let's see if this helps. Yes, it does. A lot. Just make sure you're doing it evenly. Really loose now, should come right out. Bunch of crap comes out of the hole with it too. Okay. There it is. There's your cam chain tensioner unit right there. There's an O-ring here. Careful not to lose that. And then just make sure that I marked it up here. There's also a little arrow that's going clockwise here on the top, so just make sure you put it back the way you found it. I'm sure the book probably says the same thing, like, oh, make sure the arrow's up or something, but just in case. So it does have some kind of locking compound on it, so that's why it was so hard to get out. I had to use a wrench. So the chain should be loose now. Also, so an example of why you don't want to take it out and put it back in, it doesn't, once it extends all the way out, it doesn't go back. It's constantly always tightening itself is what it's doing. So if you're gonna loosen this, you got to take the whole thing out, reset it, put it back in, and then make it go out again or something. All right. So just put that. Okay, so it doesn't get dirty. I'm gonna wrap it in a napkin before I store it. Because it was inside the engine and we want to keep it clean. So. Okay, we're done with the cam chain tensioner removal. Finished it. We'll probably have to go back to the installation when we do it, but we'll worry about that later. So we're back here on 14-3, and we just removed the cam chain tensioner. Now we remove the cam chain sprocket. So it says do not lose the pin B when the camshaft sprocket is removed. Hold the camshaft chain with a suitable tool so that the chain does not drop into the engine. So don't drop it into the engine, else you're going to have to fish it out. Remove the screws and rocker shaft holder. So that's after. So, all right. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is remove that bolt. So let's see if we can get it out. We should be able to get it out by hand because we loosened it earlier. So the bolt is in the way, and it's holding the sprocket on. So. Oh. Okay, so being a little dorky. That's fine. We got use this to remove it. Try not to drop the bolt into the engine also. I think there's a little shaft that it's riding onto, so I don't think it's just going to fall straight off. Sure is moving around a whole lot though. There's a lot of slack in the chain now. Maybe you might want to mark where what link has where the pointer is marked at. So I'm going to go do that real quick before we take it off. Okay, so to do that, I'm just going to get a silver marker and mark the pin where the line is at. So maybe we'll have to put it back. If we want to put it back the same exact way we took it out, we can do it. I don't think we have to though. Okay. Should be pretty close to coming out now. Okay. Out. So yeah, it's got some kind of goop in there that keeps it from coming out. Okay, so now we can remove the sprocket. So it's time for Hayes to make it to get creative. So I got this kind of chain lanyard that I bought at Daiso a while ago, and I never used it. They just kind of just lying around. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach it to the chain. Hopefully we can attach it to the chain. It's gonna be kind of hard to get to though. Yeah, it is. Maybe we have to use the bigger one. Ooh. Make sure we don't drop the sprocket. Okay, we're just gonna freehand it. We'll put this on after. There's not a whole lot of room to work with there. What we could do is we can take the chain off. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna take it out and be very careful. So make sure that pin does not come out with it. It's gonna stick to the sprocket, so as long as we don't drop the sprocket in there, I think we'll be okay. The sprocket will be kind of hard to drop in there. So. It's hard to get the sprocket out because it's coming out crooked. Oh, it's not coming out. I'm not wriggling it out. So you want to get something to push the that pin neck in. If it kind of comes out with it, you don't want it to come out. I got here a punch. I think that's enough to fit in there to keep the pin from coming out when the sprocket comes out. I hope. But just make. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, it was pulling the pin out with it. See, I just pushed the pin in a little bit, so maybe it'll be okay now. Oh, there we go. I just let go. Okay, whatever you do, don't drop it. Okay. Meow. I'm gonna get the chain off somehow. Just walk the chain off of the sprocket. Okay. Get the sprocket. Okay, I got the sprocket. Put that on top of the battery tray right now. Okay, there's the pin. Boy, did it move a whole lot. It moved back a little bit, man. What the hell? Okay, so let me grab that pin before we lose it. Okay, I got the pin. Whew, okay, that's the pin they're talking about. So, as you can see, it wanted to come out. It was coming out with the sprocket. So if I continued to pull the sprocket out, it would probably pull the pin out with the sprocket. And you don't want that. So I think what you're supposed to do is put the sprocket back on, line it up with the hole, and then stick the pin in there so it doesn't move. So alright, so I got the pin safe. Let's go. I'm gonna go put that aside right quick. And what I'm gonna do is get my little lanyard here. Okay, that's not gonna work. It's a bigger. Clamp that onto there. You could probably just zip tie some kind of line to it, and then tie it somewhere so it doesn't fall off. I'm gonna put it on my Canyon Dancer tie down real quick. Okay, so that will not drop in there anymore. Hopefully. Let's just let it hang out like that. Okay. Woo! All right. So there we go. I think that was one of the most stressful parts, is what people are saying right there. Is losing that pin and then dropping the chain into the engine. So if you do drop the chain into the engine, I think you have to take this cover out, and then you have to go and you have to take the alternator pulley out, and then you got to get the chain out from under it. So all right. Okay, so what to do now? Maybe put this back in where it's supposed to be. All right. So now we got to take these two screws out, and then we take the plate out. Okay, so I'm going to use Mr. Number 3 screwdriver here to hopefully take it out. It looks like a pretty beefy screw holding it in. I guess they had to use a screw so it'll be flat. Oh, okay. No dice. Oh, it's pushing the bike too. Okay, hold on. I got something for that. Okay, so I got my buddy here, the impact driver, and we're going to use this to loosen the screws so we don't strip them, because I have a feeling they'll get stripped if I keep on going. Okay, I see it moving. That's good. Oh, the sprocket just fell down. I forgot to put that somewhere. Okay. Okay, I saw it move a little bit. Okay. Okay, I moved a lot. Do this one more time. Okay. Hopefully it's loose enough to take off. Okay. Okay, whatever you do, don't drop this stuff in the engine. Alright, so we'll take that out. I was afraid the bit was going to fall in there, so I used the longer one. The longer one will less likely fall in there, so I'm going to say. Alright, so we're going to get our screwdriver. Okay. So, the 2 screws, we loosened it with the thing already, with the impact driver. My tools are getting so oily in there. Okay, that's not so easy to get out, yeah. I don't know if it's under any kind of tension, but what I would do is take one out first, so you don't drop the plate in there. Take one of the screws out, and then hold the plate. Oh yeah, make sure you don't drop the screw too. Oh yeah, see, did you see that? It just suddenly just fell down. So yeah, it's a good thing we took one out at a time. All right, so now I'm gonna hold this one. Oh, I know. What's gonna hold the screw though? That's a good question. So here's another thing that you could drop into the engine. Dude, I know. Yeah, okay. Oh no, the bolt will come out. Okay. Now just press on the plate while you're unscrewing it. Put your hand underneath, just like I have it right there. Okay? Then go grab it. Go grab it. Don't drop it in there and take the plate out. Okay, there we go. Alright, I didn't lose anything. So there's a lot of opportunity to lose stuff, man, I'm telling you. Okay. So it's just for further reference, there's a marks from the rocker shafts in here on the inside, so you'll know which one is which. And the inside is like it's kind of sharp. The edges are sharp, and the outside, the edges are rolled. And you can see there's an indentation. They've countersunk it, so these fit in there flat. So there's no way you can install it wrong. All right, so there you go. This is what we just took out. The 2 screws and the retaining plate. And then I gotta remember to put my axle away and put my sprocket away. Okay, there's also no way you can install that wrong because the shaved part is in the front, and the back there's like a kind of like a something for the camshaft to ride on. There's a recess in there, so that's the back. So I gotta remember that. Whew, all right. Okay, so the next step in the book, it says, is to remove these rocker shafts. So we will go do that. So what I'm going to do, and it says to set them aside so you remember which way like they go in. So yeah, we'll do that. So what I'm going to do is wipe the oil down from the rocker shaft. Okay. And then we're going to go mark it. So I've got two markers. I'm supposed to have 2 markers here. Okay, so I have a man, I don't know which. Let's just put black on the left. So we're gonna color this one black. Let's get a bunch of oil on there. Okay, that one's black, and then we're gonna color the right one silver. And then the ends are the ones that are sticking out, so we'll know which side it was sticking out to. So. Okay. So now that we've colored them, we can remove them. And I don't really know how. Okay, so I got some pliers right here, needle nose pliers. Hopefully this will take it out. All right. Oh boy, there's like a suction trying to suck it back in. And whatever you do, don't drop that into the engine. Okay, I just heard the rocker shaft just kind of drop there. Okay, that's out. Wipe all that oil off of it. Just get oil all over the place. Shit, I'm not taking some of the oil off. Okay. It's not good to wipe it with. It's got to make it up. Alright, so I'm going to put that aside. So remember, the black is on the left. Actually, I'll write down somewhere so I don't forget. Black on the left, silver on the right. I might color it again too. So okay, comes the other one. Okay, I just heard the rocker shaft just drop. The rockers drop. There it is. There's a silver mark on the outside. You can see. It's pretty hard to tell which. I mean, it's pretty easy to tell which side is the front because you got this. It's smaller than the rest of it. So, okay, put that aside. Well, let me clean it first. Get all this excess oil out. What I might want to do, I think, I'm going to put this in the bag so it doesn't get dirty. Okay, so what I've done so I don't mix them up is I've put it in a plastic baggie like this, and I've labeled it black is on the left and silver is on the right, and then you can see the black and the silver right there. So, alright, so I'm just going to put that aside. It's really oily. I don't want it to get dirty and collect a bunch of dust. Okay, so it says to remove the rocker shaft and the rocker arm. So you're not going to remove the rocker arms without removing the shaft first. So, it's this one. I guess you can just take it out from the side here. Okay, there we go. There's one. And you probably want to label it intake and exhaust. Okay, here's the intake one. Probably can't see me taking it out, but I got my hand in there. And this one's a lot easier to take out than the other one. Okay, so there's the intake right there. I wonder if it has some kind of mark on it. I don't know. Okay, one has a 7 and one has an 8. The 7, so this is the number I'm talking about. The 7 right here is the intake. I took this out of the intake. I'm pretty sure you can't put them, hopefully you can't put them in raw. So 7 is intake, 8 is exhaust. The other one has an 8 on it. So I'm going to go write that down somewhere. So there it is, 8. 8 and a 7. 7 is intake, 8 is exhaust. So I've done the exact same thing with the rocker arms. I put 7 equals intake, or INT, and 8 equals exhaust. So I know which way these go. Alright, and I'm just going to put that aside. I put it in the bag so it doesn't get dirty because it's really oily. Okay, so the next step in the book, it says to pull out the camshaft. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go pull it out. There it is. It's a little heavy. There you go. So there's that bearing on one side, and there should be a smaller bearing on the other side. There we go. And that's pretty much it. Alright. And I'm going to go put this in the bag. We're probably not going to reuse this because we got a brand new one. Okay. Okay, I've gone ahead and put it in a plastic bag so it doesn't get dirty. I don't think we're going to use this. Oh, I think there's a hole in it too. That's okay. Now that'll work. Probably put in another plastic bag later. Alright, camshaft is out. Okay, so I read in the book that we were only supposed to take the sprocket out. The sprocket. We were only supposed to take the sprocket out, and we could have left the cam and the rocker arms in there. But I have a performance camshaft that we're going to be installing. So yeah, we're gonna have to take it out eventually. So it's okay to take it out. But to take off the head, you don't have to take the cam out. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so now we take the head. Now we're taking the cylinder head off. It's the next step.